So we're going to discuss Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 4, text number 6. This is our second day. We have discussed the commentary of Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan, and we're now going to discuss commentary of Srila Prabhupada. Please chant after me. Ajopi san avyayatma
Ajopi san avyayatma
bhutanam ishvaropi san
bhutanamishwaropi san
prakritim swamadhisthaya
prakritim swamadhishtaya
sambhavam mayaya.
sambhavami atma mayaya.
So in this shloka the Lord is explaining how he appears, and he shows he clearly explains about his eternal nature. And what are the words? Ajopi san, he is not born as bound by the laws of karma. Avyatma, the word atma had different meanings: intelligence, no, not mercy, body, mind, intelligence, determination, effort. All those things means atma, and the Lord is avyay in the sense that it is not decline. Bhutanam Ishwaropi san. But there are some people who are liberated and they also don't take birth. Not some, but there are many people who are liberated and they don't take birth. So, but the Lord is distinct from them because they are not the controllers of all other living entities. The Supreme Lord is controller of the living entities. Prakritim swam adhisthaya. Prakriti means swarupa, Prakriti means energy. So, swam adhisthaya means Swarupam adhisthaya, Swabhavam adhisthaya. These are the words we have learned. I'm just revising what we discussed yesterday. Swarupam Swam adhisthaya would mean that he, being situated in his own form, own transcendental form, which is eternally in the spiritual world, he manifests that. And then Swabhava, situated in his merciful nature, he manifests that. And his nature also is, again, Sachidanand, that also manifests. And Sambhavami Atma Maya. One thing I did not get at that point, and I later on research, was Maya Vayunam Ganam Cha. The word Maya was explained as Vayunam or oblique mercy. So Maya, when it refers to mercy, is very clear. Atma Maya means Atma Kripaya. That means the Lord manifests himself out of his own mercy, so the conditioned souls can see him and they can become liberated. Also by his Vayunam, by his wisdom, he knows how to destroy the ignorance of the living entities. So in order to, how to say, can say, out of his own unlimited wisdom by which the living entities ignorance will be destroyed, the Lord manifests. So the second meaning of the word Maya, which means Vayunam. Vayunam means Vayunam, not Nam, but Vayunam. Vayunam means wisdom. So the Lord also appears out of his wisdom. Okay. So we have discussed those things. I mean, obviously, if somebody has not attended yesterday's class, then difficult, but I think you're getting this, what I was saying. So now we'll go into Srila Prabhupada's purport. The Lord has spoken about the peculiarity of his birth. Sorry, I must read the translation once at least, and then we'll go into purport. Although I am unborn and my transcendental body never deteriorates, and although I am the Lord of all living entities, I still appear in every millennium in my original transcendental form. Okay, now we'll go to Prabhupada's purport. So, yes. The Lord has spoken about the peculiarity of his birth, means special nature of his birth. Although he may appear like an ordinary person, he remembers everything of his many, many past births, whereas a common man cannot remember what he has done even a few hours before. And the reason, what we have learned in the previous shlokas, was that Lord does not change his body, so he remembers everything. But we keep on changing our bodies, even now. So we forget. If someone is asked what he did exactly at the same time one day earlier, it would be very difficult for a common man to answer immediately. Even if we can answer what we were doing, suppose we are a person who have a regulated schedule, so you can assume, say, okay, at 8 or not 10, I was talking to some person, but what I was talking, that will be difficult to remember exactly at 10:10. And then if you start thinking what I was remembering, more difficult. Something very striking, is it not? Sometimes, many times, or most of the time, we are bewildered by our thought process. But it's amazing that after 15 hours or 10 hours, we don't even remember those thoughts. It is very easy to say such things, but very difficult to apply this knowledge. It seems very simple, is it not? Something which was very important and very impelling to me 10 hours back, somebody insulted me or no, praised me, and 10 to 15 hours after, we will not even remember those thoughts, probably, or at least 2 days after later on. So our life should be guided by what we are supposed to do as per Shastra, not what our mind and material intelligence says. Very easy to say, difficult to apply for a conditioned soul. If someone is asked what he did, so we have discussed this point, he would surely have to dredge his memory to recall what was doing exactly at the same time one day before. And yet men often dare claim to be God or Krishna. Just see in contrastive manner. The Lord remembers everything what all the living entity has done or remembered or desired since beginningless time. And just think about it. Even to remember all those things is so painful, because what the living entity has done in his previous life is very, very unpalatable to remember for himself also. If we just remember what we have done in our previous lives, we would be quite miserable. In this life also we remember, and it is quite miserable, no doubt about it. And what we have done in the previous, maybe we have murdered somebody, or who knows what we have done. And sometimes or many times we question why it is happening to me. Not obviously we don't know what we have done, but not something nice, but because, and that's why something is happening to us. But nothing happens to us without any reason. So I'm just saying the Lord remembers everything. And yet man often didn't. So it's not easy to become God. I'm sorry, it is impossible to be God. God is God and we cannot be God. One should not be misled by such meaningless claims. Means that they say we are not God, but we can become God. But God doesn't have to become God by default. God is God. Then again, the Lord explains his prakriti or his form. Prakriti means nature as well as Swarupa or one's own form. We have discussed this. Prakritim Swamadhisthaya means Prakriti means Swarupam, or it means Swabhav. So Swabhav means nature as well as form. So Prakritim Swamadhisthaya means manifesting is Swarupam Swamadhisthaya. Now it becomes very easy if you have heard yesterday's lecture. That means he manifests his own transcendental form of two-handed form of a cowherd boy, like that. The Lord says that he appears in his own body. He does not change his body as the common living entity changes from one body to another. But again, I would like to strike this point in front of your consciousness, that the words are being used like this body but we must not understand that Krishna is there and he has a body. There is no difference between Krishna and his body. Why it is difficult? Because we don't experience any person like this. जब कुछ अनुभव ही नहीं है, we have no experience, so what we can imagine? So that has to be all understood from Shastric version. The conditioned soul may have one kind of body in the present birth, but he has a different body in the next birth, and we have no idea about it. Positively also, negatively also. A person is doing bhakti. Does he have any idea what does it mean to be having a body of an associate of the Lord? I don't even realize how much I'm suffering, although I suffer a lot all the time. So what to talk of a body which has only bliss? Can you think of that? Sometimes we feel happiness in Krishna consciousness. We feel so amazing, is it not? What to talk of a body which is full of bliss only, no misery. So we have no idea. In the material world, the living entity has no. Why your video? Achha, Alok Prabhu, why your video has to be on? I mean, you're sitting in the class, is it not? Why is doesn't have to be there? You're sitting in the class, your video is only on in front of me, so why you have to have your video on? Okay, you're manifesting a transcendental form or something. In the material world, the living entity has no fixed body, but transmigrates from one body to another. This line very simple, The word Sanskrit would be maranashil, sharanashil, constantly changing. One time, Srila Prabhupada, when he was about to leave his body, he went to England and he was practically reduced to his bones. He was not eating anything and like that. So the disciples were very, struck aghast, as the word is, struck aghast to see their spiritual master in such a situation. And Srila Prabhupada mentioned very strong words, very deep also. Don't think it will not happen to you. So that is the destination of everyone's body. I was surprised. I won't name her, but yesterday when Mataji came, and normally I had her remembrance, a little fat lady, not too fat, little like healthy lady. We had gone to Agra 2 years back, and I see her on Zoom also. She comes and normally she looks happy, but actually when I saw her, she was completely different from what her body was different from, her face was different from what she was looking earlier. And I was saying, are you sick or something? On Zoom, you can't really notice. I think those devotees who would have met me personally before, if they have met me first on Zoom and they would have met me personally, did you feel any difference? No, I feel so much difference. When I see a person on Zoom only and then I meet him personally here, there is a lot of difference. You're just not the same. You don't appear the same as in the Zoom. I don't know what is. I've always felt like that. आपने भी ऐसा लग रहा है? Sometimes you can't even recognize also. I mean, like Sarvesh, I know already, so that doesn't make much difference. But there is a difference. Anyhow, what I want to say that we are constantly changing our bodies, constantly. So that is not the case with Krishna. Whenever he appears, the Lord, however, does not do so. Whenever he appears, he does so in the same original body by his internal potency. Atmamaya. In other words, Krishna appears in this material world in his original eternal form with two hands holding a flute. What is the explanation? This is explanation of Sambhavami. No. So, Sarupam Swamadhisthaya. The word was Prakritim Swamadhisthaya. So Prakriti means Sarupam. Sarupam Swamadhisthaya. Situated in my own form, which is of Goloka, he appears. He appears exactly in his eternal body, uncontaminated by this material world. And our body is nothing but contamination of the material world. It's nothing. Sharira Vidyajar, nothing else. One time, one devotee, I will not name him, but he was telling in the class, another devotee was saying, Prabhuji, so much passion, so much lust, and this and that. And what do you, then the other senior devotee said, what do you expect in a Kali Yuga body? What do you expect? Kali Yuga body, what do you expect? Anyhow, this body is filthy, dirty, and what do you expect in this Kali Yuga mind and Kali Yuga body? But those kind of things are not there in Krishna. Although he appears in the same transcendental body and is the Lord of the universe, it still appears that he takes his birth like an ordinary living entity. Some people say that why he has to enter into Devaki and all this, then how she will feel that she has given birth? So she has to feel, is it not, that she has to feel that she's pregnant and Krishna is there and all those things. Feeling ही नहीं आएगी तो फिर फायदा क्या होगा लीला का? So, and also to bewilder the people who are bahya, external people. And although his body does not deteriorate like a material body, it still appears that Lord Krishna grows from childhood to boyhood and from boyhood to youth. So this clarifies your point. You are saying that how both are true. Krishna's body does not change and he also appears to be growing. So this happens by his inconceivable potency. And you must remember all those forms are eternal. You cannot say they are Maya. See, if a jadugar, a magician shows all different forms, then those forms are not real. But the Lord, when He's manifesting His different forms, they're real, although He does not go undergo any change. You will see so many contradictory qualities finding refuge at the lotus feet of Krishna. Nothing contradictory. Okay? My dear Zoom devotees, are you able to understand anything? Or everybody has left. ठीक है, okay. At the time of the battle of Kurukshetra, now Prabhupada explains this, but astonishingly enough, he never ages beyond youth. So if it was actually growing, he should go beyond youth and he should have mustaches and everything, but he does not have that. At the time of the battle of Kurukshetra, he had many grandchildren at home, or in other words, he had sufficiently aged by material calculations. Still, he looked just like a young man, 20 or 25 years old. We never see a picture of Krishna in old age because he never grows old like us. Although he is the oldest person in the whole creation, past, present, and future. A small point of reflection. Just imagine. Okay, Anuradha Mataji. Just imagine. I think your Harinishta Mataji is your mother, is it not? I don't know. Mother or grandmother, I don't know. Just imagine if your grandmother looked like you, 20 years age. See, when we read, we don't meditate. But just imagine if your grandfather looked like you. Have you ever had an experience of meeting a village person just because he got married, he looks the same age as his son or something like that? Like the son would look like brother of the father. I don't know. Have you experienced that? Sometimes it's very bewildering because in cities everybody gets married by they think about marriage life at the age of 30 or something. Normally, all my students are saying, "Abhi to kuch socha nahi hai." Right now, they are not thinking of marriage, and then after 50 years, when they are 50 years old, they will say, "Abhi to kuch socha nahi, bahar nikal le." We are not thinking of getting out also. So that then there's a lot of difference. 30-year-old man and his son will have a lot of difference. But normally, if a person gets married at 17, 16 also, even 14, 15, then the child will also not be that old also. Younger, sir, not old, younger than them. But quite amazing that nobody questioned also, grandfather, why you don't grow old? Pitamaha. Somebody must be calling Krishna Pitamaha also or not? Krishna's son is Pradyumna. Pradyumna's son is Aniruddha. So Aniruddha must be calling Krishna Pitamaha. Nahi? But Pradyumna also does not grow old. So he must be very much surprised. I don't know whether he's surprised or not, but it was very surprising that grandfather and father look at the same age. Is it not? Quite surprising. And when Krishna was there in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, he was at least, I think, 125 years. 125 years. That is more astonishing. If grandfather is maybe 60, 70, we can accept it. 125 years old and it still looks like 20 years old. So if you just read the purport and start meditating, it is really surprising, is it not? I think the young forms which we have now, we would like to maintain them. But there is no plan like that. No. Even I don't feel I'm that old. Do I look that old? Yes, Prabhuji. No, not that old. I want to have the heart of a 5-year child and the body of a young man so that I can work but without any material desires. That would be nice, just like the four Kumaras. but obviously with clothes. They were not wearing clothes. Then entrance into Vaikuntha will be difficult. But we have no control over anything, is it not? The body, the mind, everything gets dictated to us through our karma. Very, very bad situation for us. So here we say, but one small point comes from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Leela that Advaita Acharya ji and Srivas Thakur was given benediction by Mahaprabhu that you won't be affected by old age. So although externally Advaita Acharya appears to be old, but he is dancing like a young boy. So like that. So it can happen. And also by the mercy of Krishna, even the old men were made young when they were seeing him in Dwarka. Therefore, it is clear, really bewildering actually. The grandmother is as young as a beautiful woman. Rukmani. Hmm. Rukmani is a grandmother of Anirudh, is it not? समझ में नहीं आता क्या से and all the other grandmothers also 16,108 they don't nobody becomes aged and still Shishupal can't understand he must have thought कुछ तो सोचना चाहिए ना कि भाई ये व्यक्ति बड़ा क्यों नहीं हो रहा if he had some growing disorder then he should have not grown up also it's really bewildering and I was thinking many times people one devotee just joined in WhatsApp he's showing Lord Vishnu with biceps and everything it's not like that Lord Vishnu also is not having biceps and fixed six pack and like not like that even he's just so how to say soft extremely soft limbs but it has unlimited potencies भाई, समझ में कुछ नहीं आता it's very complicated to understand neither his body so now Prabhupada is taking the different meanings of the word what is that atma avya atma so in that avya atma the atma refers to body intelligence efforts Prabhupada will take all those meanings his intelligence neither his body nor his intelligence that means atma different meanings of the word atma neither his body nor his intelligence ever deteriorates or changes in Sanskrit this is called ek ras ek ras means remain situated in the same way think about it body does not change that you can understand intelligence does not change very very difficult if we see in our own life how much our intelligence has changed several times over since the childhood until this time. Just one sentence can change our intelligence, is it not? It doesn't take much. One devotee was telling me yesterday that he was beginning to chant Hare Krishna, something like that, and somebody came and told, you are worshipping Vishnu, he puts his devotees into too much difficulty. His intelligence got bewildered. One statement. Do you agree with this? Ek shabd, one sentence by somebody who's really powerful to convince others can change our intelligence. Even we may be by intelligence, maybe respecting somebody, maybe having regard for somebody, but just one statement and we change our intelligence. Is it not? So, but the Lord is Ekras. If He always has affection towards the living entities, always desiring good towards the living entities and doing good towards the living entities. One thing very nice about His intelligence is that He's constantly thinking how to deliver the living entities. Hari Medasa. Hari Medasa. Hari Medasa, you understand? Hari means who removes obstacles or bad things from one's life. And Medasa means intelligence. Very beautiful. He's constant. And that's why he appears. So his intelligence of Hari Medasa, by his plan is constantly there how to remove the suffering of the living entities that never deteriorates. One aspect of his intelligence. And he also never forgets how he did the creation last time. Simply by breathing he did. So he does not have to remember last time kaise kiya tha. Sometimes when I had made Mridanga tutorials, I forget the mantras which I have taught. So I will have to look at the tutorial again to teach the same mantra. Like Lofa Tala, I just forgot. So then I have to see my own tutorial, what mantra I taught, and then I can teach the other people. Is it not? Or sometimes people ask, Prabhuji, in that lecture you mentioned this. We forget what did we mention in that lecture. And again, we have to see what was the context. So Krishna remembers everything. But Krishna says, I said the same thing to the sun god. So you see his intelligence doesn't deteriorate or changes. So I spoke on the point that deterioration and change is a little different. Change means it increases. But Krishna is unlimited anyhow. Krishna is unlimited. So what is the point that his intelligence is changing? So anyhow unlimited. He does not need to have more intelligence. He already has all the intelligence. But deterioration, it means that it doesn't become less. Therefore, it is clear that in spite of his being in the material world, he is the same unborn eternal form of bliss and knowledge, changeless in his transcendental body and intelligence. So it's very clear. Factually, his appearance and disappearance are like the sun's rising, moving before us, and then disappearing from our eyesight. And we have discussed this yesterday. Sun is rising, and we say, "Oh, sun is red now," and then it becomes more yellow, and it is now full yellow, and all those things. And sun is more hot and less hot. We use those words, but sun has the same temperature, and its form does not change. It appears to our eyes. We have to discuss this. When the sun is out of sight, we think that the sun is set. And when the sun is before our eyes, we think that the sun is on the horizon. Actually, the sun is always in its fixed position, but owing to our defective, insufficient senses, we calculate the appearance and disappearance of the sun in the sky. And because Lord Krishna's appearance and disappearance are completely different from that of any ordinary common living entities, it is evident that his eternal blissful knowledge by his eternal potency and is never contaminated by material nature. What are the points you have to understand in this? So the only thing we have to understand that just like if we base our observation of sun through our eyes and see it as the source of our knowledge about sun, we will get bewildered. Are you able to understand why Prabhupada is giving all these things in the purport? Just like I'll become bewildered about my knowledge for sun if I only see through my eyes. Similarly, if I only see Krishna through my sensory perception, I'm surely going to get bewildered. That is the crux of this thing. That's why Prabhupada is saying, what is the size of the sun? Vipin Prabhu, size. Which is bigger, earth or sun?
Sun.
Sun,
Obviously.
very normal. What looks bigger?
Sun looks bigger. Oh,
Earth looks bigger. Sun looks only 1 inch disc.
okay. Acha, as
You
per
see? So as per our eyes, we don't understand. And then we have to hear from our scientist authorities or any authority that sun is much, much bigger than the earth. So similarly, Krishna appears to be a very simple cowherd boy or something, but he is the source of all the universes. Very important point. Why we need to hear the glories of Krishna. I was hearing Srila Prabhupada's lecture today. Beautiful point. He says that once you know that a person is great, won't you like to serve him? Very nice point. To the degree we realize God is great, to that degree a sense of servitude will come. The desire will come, I should serve there. All of us want to have a stable master, loving master, is it not? All of us have a deep desire to offer our love to someone, at least one person. And we have a hope that we will get a good reward of offering our love. But every time we offer our love, that person, even if he wants to, is not able to reciprocate our love to the fullest extent that we want. Very deep thought on these matters. And it's not that simply by hearing that we are becoming convinced. We are having bad experience of this world when we are offering our love. People don't reciprocate, they cheat and do so many things, or they just simply die. है कि नहीं? मरी जाते हैं, क्या आपका प्रेम का उपकार प्रतिकार करेंगे या प्रतिकार नहीं बोलेंगे. Reciprocate, they cannot reciprocate. Can you have a friend who can always be with you? Anytime? Every time we want? But Krishna is a friend who's always with us. This shows his love towards the living entity and toward, I mean, with all of us. So these are the things which you should reflect upon. And then he says that further, service is there, but with a sense of duty. My master is great. But among friends, hear very carefully. Among friends, there is service or not? Can you see there is service among friends? Yes, but that is voluntary. When you know that God is great, you may serve him out of duty. Oh, he's doing so much towards us. It is our duty to serve him. But when there is friendship, don't we say, hey, tu bhi kha le? Why don't you eat something? And the other fellow will also say, why don't you eat something? All two like that. So there is more intimacy. And that is naturally more intimacy. कुछ ग्रहण कर रहे हैं? And then when the child is born, then the mother is serving in all the ways. And there is more intimacy, vatsalya. And then obviously when there is a loving relationship in terms of madhurya, then there is more intimacy. So we must hear about the glories of Krishna, which will inspire us to at least start serving him from the platform of duty. Is it not? He's doing so much for us. We must do something for him, something which will please him. Okay? Okay. कहाँ गए हम लोग? The Vedas also confirm that the Supreme Personality of Godhead is unborn, yet he still appears to take his birth in the multi-manifestation. What does it mean? He is unborn, but he manifests in different forms, in different planets, and different times. The Vedic supplementary literatures also confirm that even though the Lord appears to be taking his birth, he is still without the change of body. I'm not sure if you're remembering, but that was a quotation in Padma Purana. That Pratyaksha, you are seeing the manifestation of Supreme Lord. Let me just go back to the Tika. Pratyaksham cha harer janma navikarha katanchana. Although there is Pratyaksha, although the birth of Supreme Lord is in front of our eyes, but there is no vikar, there is no transformation in that, never. So why Prabhupada says supplementary? Because it's from Padma Purana. Okay. And what else is left? In the Bhagavatam, he appears before his mother as Narayan with 4 hands and the decorations of the 6 kinds of full opulences. And sometimes people ask this question, why he did not appear directly as Krishna, as a cowherd boy? Because people would not have accepted him as a god. So he has to first show himself as God, in the form of God, and then manifest his form as a cowherd boy. Later on as a cowherd boy. कहाँ था? कहाँ गए? His appearance in his original eternal form is his causeless mercy bestowed upon the living entities so that they can concentrate on the Supreme Lord as he is and not on mental concoction and or imagination which the impersonalist wrongly thinks the Lord's form to be. So why it is Krishna's mercy? We have discussed that. Sambhavami Atma Maya, and Maya means mercy. So I manifest this by my mercy. So when the Lord will manifest, how that is mercy? Because simply by remembering the form of the Lord, the living entity will attain the Lord. Manmana bhavmad bhaktu. So if he does not manifest his form and pastimes, how will you remember anything for that matter? See, even when the form is there, it is difficult to remember. You never thought about it? How many times during the day do we remember the form of the Lord? Think about your own consciousness. Every day we go for Mangalarati. Is it not? But how long actually you are able to remember the Lord during the day? Nothing to be, how to say, depressed or just the shadow of consciousness. What if you had no Mangalarati? What if there was only some light or something? Kuch bhi man mein aata. Think about it. So that's why the Lord manifests the form so that the living entity slowly they can think about him, they can meditate upon him, and then go back to Godhead. Are you able to understand how the Lord's manifestation of form is mercy? That's what I explained. I'm just explaining the purport, not going much into details. The word Maya or Atmaya refers to the Lord's causeless mercy according to the Vishwakosh dictionary. Causeless in the sense nobody invited, but Lord manifest himself. And also, nobody can force the Lord to manifest. He manifests by his mercy. The Lord is conscious of all his previous appearance and disappearance. But a common living entity forgets everything about his past body as soon as he gets another body. I don't know if you can detect it, but now Prabhupada is explaining the word Maya as Vayunam, wisdom. Maya, Vayunam, Jnanam cha. Maya means Vayunam, wisdom, or Maya, Vayunam, Jnanam cha. So it wisdom, is it not? So by he knows what he has. No, Vayunam Kripayam cha. Was it? Again, I have to see, look back at the commentary. It was Maya. Kripaya. Okay, Maya Vayunam Jnanam cha and Maya Dambhe Kripayam cha. So it means that he is very much knowledgeable of what he is, how he is manifesting in various forms, and what will be the result. So he manifests in that way. I just lost the track. 43. Yes. The Lord is conscious of all his previous experiences and disappearances. And that we also know from previous shloka or not. There have been many disappearances of you and mine. But Bahuni me vatita nijanmana chavta Arjuna. But now you are not conscious and I'm conscious. So this shows his omniscience also. Wisdom. He is the Lord of all living entities because he performs wonderful and superhuman activities while he is on this earth. Ishvara, what is it? Bhutanam Ishwaropisan. He is the controller of all living entities. Therefore, the Lord is always the same absolute truth and is without differentiation between his form and self or between his quality and body. So, all those things are one absolute truth. Krishna's name, form, quality, everything is Krishna. That's what Prabhupada says. A question may now be raised as to why the Lord appears and disappears in this world. This is explained in the next verse, which we'll discuss. I don't know what time, but tomorrow. We have discussed that in this shloka we are learning how the Lord appears. Now, why we'll be discussing in the coming shlokas. Any question? Yes, please.
Could you discuss this? Krishna's age is same for all time,
Yes.
16 years. So as you see that there is Bal Leela also happen.
Hmm.
So how we can understand that Krishna is doing Makhan Leela
Krishna,
and
all the see,
Damodar Leela?
all the Damodar Lila, all those things are eternal. Is it not? This one very simple example is given, just like sun. Sun right now is rising somewhere or not? Do you see sun rising here now? No. Sun is as it's supposed to be at 11 a.m. here. But every second sun is rising somewhere or not. So at and every second Bal Leela is happening somewhere in some universe.
What about Golok?
Golok, we hear that the young Leela don't happen. It only happens when like Krishna is not born there. So it is Sham, what is it? Sham Kishore Roop, which one does the pastimes. He does not, this small child's Leela is not happening in Golok Vrindavan. It only happens in Bhama Vrindavan. That is a special quality of Bhama Vrindavan. Okay, so shall we stop here? Thank you all for coming. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Sai Gaur Premanande. Oh, you have a question? Okay.
Raji, you said that our intelligence gets deteriorates.
Yes.
So
Sometimes we don't believe it, but it will happen to all of us. Yes.
Yeah.
It happened with me during this COVID thing.
yeah.
Anybody who has got COVID can understand it. Just I could not even understand a word of the commentaries or anything.
So my question is that how to fix our intelligence without getting disturbed by others in our neophyte stage.
Just keep engaged in Krishna's service. It is not easy. Intelligence to fix on Krishna is not easy. That's why Krishna says, Mayyeva mana adasva, Mayi buddhim niveshya. Nivesya Mayyeva atha urdhvam nasanshya. If you fix your mind and intelligence on me, then definitely you'll come back to me and live with me. But if you cannot do, atha shaktum, atha chittam samadhatum na shaknoshi mayi sthiram, abhyasa yogena tatum avipshaptum dhanancha. So if you can't do it, then you practice. So we hear Bhagavad Gita, we chant Hare Krishna, we engage our intelligence serving Krishna. So slowly, as the intelligence becomes purified, it tends to take lesser shelter of material engagements. Right now, or in the beginning, our intelligence is very much accustomed to think of mundane subject matters. So then slowly we keep on hearing, then it becomes purified. And then it becomes lesser accustomed to think of mundane subject. This is at least a theory. We have to practice it. The more our intelligence and mind becomes purified by bhakti, by engaging our senses in Krishna's service, then it is naturally less inclined for material, mundane subject matters. So if we do all those mundane things about, or anything we think about, or with absorption, that gives an illusion of taste. I won't say that it's a taste, but it's an illusion of taste. So as we advance slowly by chanting Hare Krishna, by serving, by Krishna's mercy, then we lose taste for those subject matters on which our intelligence dwells. Basically, explicitly means thinking of or planning how to get a sense gratification. One thing is very simple. As we grow, as we develop our love for Krishna, by chanting Hare Krishna, to the degree it becomes awakened, we lose interest even in eating and sleeping. What talk of mating and defending, and all other things. So when you talk explicitly, we're thinking sometimes either thinking about mating, we're thinking about eating or sleeping or defending. We don't think about anything else. But as we develop a genuine taste for Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, then naturally we don't relish thinking about this. At least I think you must not be thinking about eating that much. So, sleeping, obviously we have to think when we get tired. But still we feel it's a waste of time also, is it not? So whenever this question is asked how to, the answer is very tat karma pravartanat. Answer is very simple. We keep on engaging in devotional service, and then in due course of time, we'll mature. If I say how you have grown to a young boy, by eating, is it not? This is no new formula to grow into a young boy from a childhood body. Is it not? So utsaha nischayad haryat tat karma pravartanat. Then we advance in Krishna consciousness. And advance in Krishna consciousness means taste for Krishna consciousness and no taste for mundane subject matter. The good thing is, or the strange thing is, we have to check ourselves. Nobody else can check. We don't need a certificate from somebody else. Advance, just like eating, simple. And or no. Realization of Krishna, detachment from matter, and increase in bhakti. All happen simultaneously. Like, I don't know, because of this breakfast, I feel some acidity in the stomach. Will you give me some certificate for this? Is it not? So, like this. My voice is a little low. It's not that I'm unenthusiastic. I'm just saying my voice is, you may feel is it appear that I'm unenthusiastic or something like that? I'm just, my voice is a little low. Oh, क्या करेंगे उसके अलावा क्या करेंगे? There's any other way. There's no other way, is it not? So keep on serving. We have whole time, eternity to practice Krishna consciousness. One thing is very sure, our perfection is sure. No matter how much time we fail, and no matter how much time it takes. Perfection is sure. We should not give up Krishna consciousness. And as we go forward, more forward, we are kind of stuck. Abhi piche nahi ja sakte. It's a very, at least I can think about myself. I'm not glorifying. I'm just saying piche jane ka, yuddha mein piche jane ka matlab nahi hai. Now we're not going to back out. I'm not telling you out of what is it, pride or something. We can't just turn towards the material now life. कुछ समझ रहे हैं? My heart is not that material desires are fully finished, not at all, but material life is finished. कुछ समझ में आया मैं क्या कह रहा हूँ? Material life is finished. Material life is finished. Material desires are still there. पता नहीं समझ में आ रहा है कि नहीं आता. For many people, material life also has to be there, but material life is finished. Material desires are there, so all this has happened by bhakti only. Will continue, then this material desires will also finish. आनंद तो नहीं हो सकता ना. What is the point of giving up the fight? Even if we die like Jatayu, we will be recognized by Lord Rama. I am now realizing all. Should I speak or not? But all those who have come into bhakti, they are taking it very cheaply. Maya will not leave you so easily. I must warn you beforehand only. Before you take to this fight. One time I remember one student of mine was saying, Prabhuji, do you get affected by lust? It was maybe, I don't know. I don't remember years. I just remember incidents. 5 years or I don't know, 6 years his marriage has happened. So I said, yes, why not? And this body is there, we get affected. I'm not a Paramhansa or something. Acha, aap bhi hote hain. I said, you also get affected? Yes. And at that time he had come to join ashram. And after 1 year or something, he got married. I said, what about now? समझ रहे ना मेरी बात? It's not that easy. That's what Prabhupada says, you please protect me from Maya. And test will come for everybody. Only thing is, when we have passed the test is, we continue to persevere in Krishna consciousness. And even that is difficult. I was telling to Anish, today I had such a difficulty. Mouse ran over me, could not sleep in the night. Still you have to be on duty. Is it not 3:30? Wake up. Where is that? You only, rascal number one, who woke up at 3:15, switched off the fan. I'm not rascal, I told you to do that. Switch off the fan, switch on the lights. Then what do? We have to wake up. Difficult, is it not, if you can't sleep properly? And I can't blame you. I took the Pongal yesterday on my own, is it not? So, day before, what our Pujari had mangoes. Mangoes have shaken the sadhana of our Pujari. They took out too many mangoes. Before that, one Mataji has taken too much thandai and she become thandi, cool in chanting japa. This is, just see how many sankalpas we make and how many times those sankalpas are broken. Then it really makes us humble. Gurujan Prabhu says, कितने संकल्प लेते हैं, अब ये गलती कभी नहीं करेंगे. We will never do this again, and we do the same mistake again. Not long. That's why yesterday Maharaj was explaining this point. Understanding that we cannot deliver ourselves, we have to call out to Krishna. In the beginning, we say, sadhana karke, all those things through sadhana, we can conquer Maya. But then through that sadhana, we realize we cannot conquer Maya by our own strength. Then we realize we need to take shelter of Krishna. So I think your question has all this relationship what I'm speaking. As in the beginning, it appears very easy, very, very easy. Is it not? Gaurang Prabhu also mentioned the same thing. But you see how the senior devotees are also struggling with japa. It's just not that easy. But not impossible. समझ रहे हैं मेरी बात? मेन चीज जो है ना वो असत तृष्णा, the desire for sense gratification, that is very deep rooted in our heart. But if we just keep on chanting and so many desires have gone away, then others also will go away. So there is no other solution. Same solution. Bhakti के अलावा कोई अभिधेय नहीं है. There is no other way by which you become perfect except bhakti. You keep on doing bhakti, your intelligence will become fixed. Okay? I know questions on Zoom, so we'll stop here. Amazing class. I felt I could not perform today much. Well, yesterday's class was more nice. I could not perform much better today. Because of my health or something. But anyhow, thank you for the appreciation. Hare Krishna.